Hey pile one, let's get started on your reading. Okay, so for pile one, I'm picking up a couple, high vibrational soulmates. It's a healthy couple. Social media is definitely significant, so you could be a highly influential couple. And then when I thought about that, I thought about the Scots. Okay, so let's see. So you're thankful for your kids, your talents, your abilities, your fame, your sponsorship. What you're worried about is the love of the relationship versus the love for others loving your relationship, right? And then there was a question that came up to me. It's like, who is this for? Is it for us or is it for them, right? So it's like learning or understanding to distinguish like the type of moments where it's like just for you, even though it's like social media worthy, and then there are moments where it's just like, okay, we can share this part of the joke with the world, you know? Let's see. So, God wants you to pray for anyone who sees your relationship and decides that they want a relationship like yours, right? And I guess the reason why that's happening is because maybe somebody is looking at you, or you have like people that follow you that look at you like, man, if I had a relationship just like theirs, I'd be happy. Or if I had a relationship where, that my spouse looked like the husband, or my spouse looked like the wife, I would be happy, right? So it's interesting because it's like you are meant to be highly influential, and you're meant to be a highly influential couple. And the reason is because you teach other people, or you're going to teach other people how to want their own relationship, as opposed to focusing on your relationship and saying, oh, I want something just like that, so creating their own beautiful beginning, but having the incentive or the inspiration off of like your influence and who you guys are as a couple. Okay. How to move forward. So I'm gonna do this reading as much as I can without cards, but I'm gonna pull some cards anyway. But the example I was supposed to give you is, when the light is gone, just see it as shifting what used to be, right? So it's a matter of rotating. Like when you take, for instance, the sun, right? The sun is at a certain angle for a certain period of time. After a while, it goes down, sun sets, turns into night. So metaphorically speaking, it's like allowing that shift, like the rotation of, okay, this is the moment where we shine, we influence, we release to the world. And then there are other times where other couples have to go in or come in, they shine, they release to the world. It's like a divine rotation, right? But understanding that this divine rotation will not take from you. Because somebody wonders, like, all right, there's a couple that's wondering, like, will we be this successful 10 years down the line? Will we still be looked at as one of the world's favorite couple, like, years down the line? And it's just like, not to see it from a sense of a specific time frame, as to see it as what you're leaving behind is a part of love's legacy, right? People know that true love exists, or you can have a best friend and a spouse in one. It's possible. So thinking bigger than an actual time frame. Okay. All right. So let's see. So the point in this reading is to let you know that God will help you remember how powerful your love is, and that the idea of love and the redefinition, right? Redefining love is because of you. Okay. So, and I also see like a lot of breaking patterns, or like I don't want to say ancestral, but it feels that way, like unbeknownst to whoever this reading is for. It's like bringing a lot of ancestral blockages. I don't want to say curses, because it's not really a curse, as it is like a form of stagnation, right? But releasing those blockages where a person was afraid to express, or a person was afraid to operate in both masculine and feminine energies, right? It's like you're releasing that, but in releasing that for your family, you're also releasing that from the world, okay, in the way they view love. So, really beautiful reading. So I'm only gonna pull like maybe 5 cards. So switch it to my high school. What is it that you want? I want to know. says jump out of the Okay, so the first card that came out was an owl card. It says jump out of that airplane, drive the fastest car home, and be home before dinner, before 7. So this, to me, it's like a double life card. It's like, all right, you have the life where it's like you show the people, and then you have the life where it's like just for you and your closest friends and family and your partner, right? And then the second card that came out was a universal love card. It says you control my tempo, and you can run my show, musician in love. So you have highly influential people in the music industry that really love what you do. They love the way you influence through it's something about just your ability, who you are, right? It's like you cannot duplicate a specific couple, or you can't duplicate a specific person in the way they are in this relationship. Like somebody feels that way about you strongly, and then whoever this is a musician, right? So it says this person is no saint, no angel, but avoids devils with their good heart. That's why you like them, appreciate their authenticity. Okay, so, and this is my Sekhmet card. All right, so there's somebody that you appreciate. As a couple, you appreciate authentic people, right? They're not, it's like, yeah, you have people that they just do it for the gram, right? Or they do it for the views, or they do it for the likes. But then you have those people that are like actually genuine, and it's just like, it's like a breath of fresh air, right? Because I think what happens as a couple is you get so used to people telling you, oh, you guys are so great, and wanting to match your energy, that it's just like when you get around these people, it's kind of like, okay, you could just be yourself. You don't have to, pretend to be something that you think I would like. This is just how I am on social media. But off of that, I'm a regular person. You know what I mean? So showing the world that also allows like a shift in frequency in regards to love, and it also adds to the legacy. So a person cannot say like, oh, this person's just nice for the camera, right? It's like, or this person's just compassionate for the camera, or they just laugh because they're on camera. It's like, no, if the camera was off, you would genuinely laugh at these jokes too, right? So no one should dismiss your pain, don't let them. And there isn't a time lapse, this person won't follow you. Okay, so no one should dismiss your pain, don't let them. This is in regards to what it took to have the relationship that you have. A lot of people think that it's just like you guys just naturally love each other, and which is, it's very true, right? But there's a lot of work that goes into a relationship, and there's a lot of work that goes even more so into a marriage, right? Because it's a sacred union. And so a lot of people think, you may have people that look at you and think like, you guys just have it easy, or it's an easy relationship because everything just works out for you. But again, a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes of what gets to that moment, or what gets to that point. It's a lot, right? So this is just a reminder, like if somebody tries to say, oh, you think you have like everything, or you have this or you have that because of who you are, and just somebody has this impression you did not work for it. And so you don't have to you don't have to explain it to anybody. I think your relationship, I think who you are off and on the camera is just proof that you worked for what you have, okay? So there isn't a time lapse, this person won't follow you. This is universal love. I feel like this is in regards to how you feel about your partner, how your partner feels about you. Or how you feel about your partner and how they feel about you. It's like if you had to do this all over again, knowing that you would be with this person, you would do it, And I think that says a lot about the kind of love that you bring to the table, and the kind of love that you showcase to the world, right? It's like very authentic. So always remember, before you do it for the world, do it for yourself. All right, Pile 1, that's your reading. Hi, Pile 2. Okay, so let's get started on your reading. So Pile 2, this is either you inquiring about somebody, or this could be actually Pile 2. But I think you're inquiring about someone, or you're inquiring about a couple. So the energy that I picked up, and this was before I pulled any cards, I was just, meditating and watching the sun. But the energy I picked up was a low vibrational couple, looking for revenge, wealth, obstacles, addicted to the pain that suffering brings. And whoever this is, they're not rich, they're not self-made, but they want to be. But I feel like whoever this couple is, it's like they want to be like this self-made, rich, living a grand life off of your back or something, or off of the back of you, who you are. And then like in the middle of meditating, I saw like, which guys, one of the reasons why I was so hesitant to do this reading is because I'm just like, this again, right? But it's something that needs to be talked about. And so I saw an insurance policy, I saw a brother-in-law, and I saw like trying to do the calculations, or like this brother-in-law was trying to do the calculations and realized that the calculation was off or something like that. And this is somebody who, like, maybe you could be someone that has an insurance policy, and this person knows that you have an insurance policy. Maybe it's not even for them, maybe it's just for your family, or maybe it's just for you. Like when you pass on, you're gonna give this down to someone else. Or let's say you have like nephews and nieces and nephews, and you want to pass this down to whomever, right? This person knows this, and I feel like this person, like, they slack a lot because somebody is expecting this insurance policy to kick in faster than expected. So I would definitely watch out for whoever this person is, like this brother-in-law, or this couple. I feel like this is definitely someone, and I picked up someone with a Caribbean accent. So it's like if something happens to you, like they'll say something like to you, like in regards to try to be comforted or something like that. And then as soon as you turn around, I saw this person saying, "Oh, it's good for him. Like it's good for he, or it's good for she." Like it's something like that. Like so they allow you to express what's happening, but secretly they're stabbing you in the back. There is something about an insurance policy that needs to get out, right? Because I feel like this person, they are just waiting for something. That's why if you see them, it's like if they're out of work or they're looking for something, it's just like, but nothing is sticking, and then they keep asking you, or they keep asking their partner to ask you about an insurance policy. That's why somebody does not want to work. Okay, somebody wants somebody to just go, and this way the insurance policy kicks in and they want to live off of that. As soon as that insurance policy is gone, they go on to the next thing. I'm going to tell you, this was something that used to happen a lot in the hood, okay? You had like scam artists that would pull out insurance policies on family members or people they didn't even know, right? They would pretend to be married to them. And I know because I've lived in the hood and I've seen this happen, and I've seen the arguments go down to where it's like they can't hide it anymore because they've miscalculated, right? As if somebody's life should be taken away because somebody wants temporary monetary gain. But anyway, I digress. So these things happen, right? And they do like this whole process of like trying to, it's a whole strategy thing. So let's say you have an insurance policy for your family. So you pass on, your family gets a certain amount of money. This person knows this, or you heard about it. They try to accelerate the process. So this could be somebody that's into like certain practices. I would not trust my foot around this person. I would not trust like hanging around this person. There's something about obia, and that's Caribbean slang for like spell work, witchcraft. There's something about that. It's like there's something they're speaking, or let's say if they want to cook for you out of nowhere, it's like they're speaking something over the food, right? And then I saw like in my meditation, this person was screaming, and they were screaming for the fact that they were angry, not because like they felt bad, but they were angry that they got caught. It's just, so that's why I put it in the captions, like, sorry, question mark, sorry that I got caught, okay? So you have to watch for this person, because I feel like this person has a whole strategy on your family of how they want to collect this money or collect this insurance policy. I feel like this person is a trapper, okay? And when I say trapper, I mean they look for somebody who they want love, they want affection, they want attention. And let's say they know that you're single, they come to talk to you, or they come to talk to the person like in your family, and they try to make themselves like a staple in your family. And then if you ever notice, like when it's time to, like if this person tries to break up or leave them, they don't want to leave, they don't want to break up, they try to mention things like, oh, but what about our kid, or what about this, or what about that, what about everything I've done for you? Somebody who was on their high horse is about to be ripped right off of it. All right, so let's get started on the reading. So, and this person, there's something in regards to like a God complex. Somebody feels like they're higher than everybody else. So don't tell them to work, don't tell them to get a job, don't tell them to get their life together. Everybody else is supposed to do that for them. Everybody else around them is supposed to do that for them, right? And they'll come in and get something for like, get a gig for like a couple weeks to a month if they want to, you know? There's something about that. So this person turns their nose down at everybody else, but they're secretly plotting to get what everybody else wants or has. And then it's like, the reason why, let's say this person, God forbid, right? But let's say this person gets exactly what they want. It'll never be enough because they didn't work for it. They didn't earn it. You know what I mean? So, and there's something about like the karma they're receiving. They have been spreading lies or something. If it feels like this person spreads lies, or again, there's something with speaking. They speak harsh words over you, or they speak harsh words over like the family or something like that. And then they turn around to see if what they're speaking is actually working. And when they see it's working, they'll have one face on like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear. But again, behind your back, it's like, oh, it's good for he, it's good for she, or something like that. All right, so let's see. What is it that your spiritual team wants you to know? That fell, I'm not taking it out. It was either you or them. I'm glad you chose you. So something happened to where you okay, so something happened to where you said, you know what, I'm gonna put myself to the side. I'm gonna choose to help this person out. I'm gonna choose to help this relative out, or something like that, because this is family related. Brother-in-law is very significant. Okay, so I'm gonna choose to help out X, Y, and Z. And then you chose them over yourself, right? And I think what's happening is, because the second card that came out was, you are destined to build this empire, so stop thinking on a franchise level. Connectivity and expertise is key here, but it came out in reverse. So I feel like your spiritual team is trying to tell you, stop building relationships or creating or choosing people who just want something off of you or money off of you over yourself. And I think that's why this lesson is happening, is because you are going to learn to choose yourself, no matter how this looks to everybody else. This person is suffering major, like whoever this brother-in-law is or whoever this low vibrational couple is, they're suffering major karma, because I don't see like this couple targeting people that came after them. I see this couple targeting innocent people, right? Or trying to impact the lives of innocent people. And they don't ever want to take accountability when it comes to like when the roles are reversed, right? So let's say this couple gets a taste of their own medicine. Oh, it's because of this, that, the third, right? They think it's because of the person that they have impacted is doing something. But really it's like, there's so many divine karmic laws at play, guys. Like, to even speak bad about somebody just on purpose, if you are somebody of high vibration or you are very in tune with the spiritual realm, you know, and especially if you're a high vibrational being, you know the minute you speak bad about somebody, it's automatic judgment on you, right? So that's why we can state opinions, but we can't, it's like you can't speak over somebody's life, right? Because whatever you're trying to project is going to come back to you. So whatever this couple has been projecting onto other people, innocent people, is now coming back to them. And they're just like, oh, you know, they don't want to admit it's because of what they said, right? They don't want to admit that they're getting a taste of their own medicine. But that's exactly what's happening. And every time you showcase your self-love to yourself, even if it's like a modicum, okay, even if it's like a very small amount of self-love, every time you distribute that to yourself, it's like whoever this person is, they face severe karma, right? Because they want you to choose their relationship that they have with your sister or your brother or whomever. They want you to choose that relationship over everybody else. And meanwhile, they're just waiting for the time to pass so that insurance policy could kick in. Like, you know, with family like this, who needs enemies, right? So let's see. Your spirit guides also want you to know that whatever they have done or tried to do has backfired. So somebody, because I'm seeing like drugs in my mind, somebody could have tried to do something, and there's something about memory lapse or memory loss. Somebody could have tried to cause that memory loss or memory lapse for you, so you don't remember things like you used to, or you don't understand why it's happening. It seems like a lot of confusion, and you think it's your medication, right? But spiritually, it is brain fog, but it's not brain fog because you want to forget. Somebody's trying to put the energy or the spirit of forgetfulness on you so that it looks bad on you. Oh, look, this person is not stable to do this, or they're not qualified to do this. Somebody is trying, it's like somebody's looking at you, they see that you're the protector of your sibling, and they're trying to take you for everything you've got, so this way it's easier to manipulate whoever it is that they're married to. All right, so yeah, so whatever this person did is like it backfired on them, like heavily. There's no, okay, what do your spirit guys want you to know? This person, whoever this person is, just like they have no safety net, and I feel like whoever pile 2 is like once they find out this information, I see a person being very upset, but spirit is gonna ask you to just breathe and relax, you know, like calm down, like the situation is being handled, okay? Like nobody's gonna take you out before your time for an insurance policy. That's just ridiculous. And then it's like when the money runs out, then what? Then another scheme, another scam. Like, all right, so because sometimes I get passionate, so sorry. Saves hearts of the world. Okay. So for me, when this comes out, it's just like, all right, I have to see it like as a mother figure, because I think of it as like Amika's heart, like I explained in my previous readings, that Amika's heart saves hearts of the world. Like it has a lot to do with a little bit of background of like sharing these forms of like intimate conversations with my mom. And so about her being a bionic woman, the first bionic woman, and stuff like that. So it's interesting to me. For this, I'm going to take this as a mother figure. A mother figure. There could be a mother figure that sees exactly what's happening. And I see this person like I see this person looking out for their kids. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Okay, sometimes it just feels like this person is doing their own thing. They want to get their stuff done, but I feel like it's like you're trying to protect someone as best you could without really intervening. But it's like you see it. I feel like whoever this mother figure is, they see that something's off, or they see that something's wrong, and it's like they're trying to let their kid or kids know without really telling them like, hey, pay attention, right? So let's see. So typical owl, true owl. The true owl card, typical owl, true owl card came out. First delegate, then divide, then subtract. Even Einstein had twice as many solutions to his problems. Yeah. This is a very intricate equation, okay? You know the common denominator is whoever this brother-in-law is, right? But you have to figure out just what kind of hooks spiritually this person has and where, because I see a lot of like shackles on the feet. I see a lot of binding, like binding spells, binding rituals, right? Somebody else's money is their money. Maybe they like set it up to where their spouse's money is their money, their mother-in-law's money is their money, their brother-in-law's money is their money, their, you know, grandfather-in-law's money is their money. Like somebody set it up to where everybody's money comes to them, and that backfired. Yeah. Element of soul required. Family is everything. Nurture them and they will nurture you. That's coming up in reverse. But before that, it's like the element of soul is required. That's in reverse. So the thing about this person is they gave up their sense of being a long time ago. Okay? They sacrificed something a very long time ago. And so, and I'm also hearing like poor souls, right? It's like now they're looking to make something do. Something, could you clarify element of soul required in reverse? Yeah. You are experiencing the love of a high-ranking earth angel. Don't anger them. That's inverted. That's neither yes or no. So you have somebody who is equivalent to an earth angel or high vibrational being. They're calling judgment on this person. I feel like that's why this person came into contact or into close proximity with this person. It's like whoever this is, they took one look at this person and they read them from like instantly off of experiences that whoever this earth angel is or high vibrational being is, like their experience. It's like you can tell when somebody's out for just schemes and scams, and you can tell when they're just trying to plant themselves so that when the money comes in, but secretly behind the scenes they're doing everything to accelerate the process of the money coming in. such and such is not right. They have a mental condition. Somebody's playing on your mental conditions, or somebody's playing on the age of the elderly. It's like whatever they can like use to their advantage, or they thought they were using to their advantage, but now it's not working. So Amethyst Heart saves the world. Let's talk about this mother figure. And there's something very significant about Mene Tekel Parson, which is a verse in the Bible. There's something about judgment. It's like, okay, so let's see. So the card that came out was, thou hast to do with thy youth, your beauty will not ever fade, only enhance. You know what this? It's all about the details, advantages, and inside help, a purpose far greater than the eye can see. I'm going to say somebody's doing, I can take this either one or two ways. Either somebody's doing beauty magic on this mother figure, or this mother figure is doing beauty magic or glamour spells on someone else. Okay. Listen, I have not ever seen something like this before. Usually when somebody does glamour magic, it's to make a person look like worse than they are. Whoever this mother figure is, it's like they're doing glamour magic to expose who a person is without bringing to the light of them just saying something. I feel like whoever this mother figure is, they're not, like, if something is said, it's always taken with a, oh, well, that's just our mom, or that's just the way she operates. She's typically just like that. But there's something here. It's like a reading in between the lines. I cannot tell you exactly what's happening, but I'm hoping because you are my daughter, or because you are my son, you're going to pick it up. Okay? So there's something very Celtic, but it's like out in the open, but it's very like, there's a double meaning to what this person is trying to say or do. Purchase stress-free teas and EFTs for a huge profit. Yeah, I feel like some sort of, it could be like anything from mushroom coffee, some sort of tea. I feel like something has to be, there's something that has to stimulate you mentally, or that has to, it's a bit of a form of a psychedelic. Anywho, it has to put you in a deep state in order to understand who's doing what, because that's the reason a lot of the times when people spiritually attack you, they don't want you to know something. What do they come after? They come after your crown chakra. They come after your third eye. Okay, if a person can shut the third eye, they feel like spiritually they can do whatever they want. Okay, so there's something that you purchase. I don't know if it's going to be a tea. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't really think it's stock, but there could be a tea that's low in stock, right? Or it's just like something you're going to gravitate towards. You're going to say, I'm going to purchase this because it's supposed to be good for like relaxation and brain health and something like that. You're going to drink it, and it's like, as soon as you drink it, the solutions are going to come to you. You're going to see everything you need to see. Somebody knows you have a rotation of taking a set of pills, and then you do like a routine of, let's say you have like really sugary sweets, right? You have a lot of cake and cookies, and then you eat a lot of savory stuff. You eat a lot of burgers. You eat a lot of like chicken. You eat a lot of pizza. Somebody is hanging on to the fact of, or they've been utilizing your diet against you. Oh, I know this person is gonna eat this cake in a little bit, so let me just wait until they eat the cake. Or I know this person is gonna eat this greasy food. Let me just wait until they eat this greasy food. Somebody's doing that, and then they're playing on it, because processed foods is like when you're trying to cleanse your system, right? The first thing people tell you is to stay away from processed foods, right? Because it's, first of all, the amount of chemicals that's in it, and then it's a process for the body to break down, right? So by the time your body is breaking down that overly sweet or overly savory food, it's very hard for you to have a clear consciousness, because there's a clear mental state, because there's something about the certain amount of sugars and a certain amount of savory that's blended in or mixed in with the type of medication you're taking, and it puts you at a complete disadvantage spiritually. So there's something that you're going to do. You're going to change something. Somebody may even fast, right? They may even go on a fast just to see what's going on, or just to like cleanse their system. there's something that this person is going to do. Pile two, there's something you're going to do that's going to allow you to process something or get the information or the answers you need immediately. And it's not even going to feel like, oh, I don't know if this, it's just going to, you're not going to have a doubt in your mind. You're going to know this is true. Okay, so let's see. So right now, I see with everything that you know, it's like you're looking for that lifeline. You're looking for a life jacket, all right? Because it feels like you're drowning in decisions. What do I do? Because if I say this, it's not like somebody feels like it's not going to change anything. If they don't do anything, it's going to make things worse, right? But I believe you're put in particular situations like for a reason, right? And I think that's what you need to ask your spirit guides for. You need to ask your spirit guides for solutions. Somebody, like, you know you're smart, but somebody is trying to make it seem like you're not as smart as you appear, or somebody considers you simple. Again, whoever this brother-in-law is with the God complex, somebody feels like everybody else is stupid, but they're the only smart ones. Living single is significant. So the 90s can be relevant. Somebody could have been born in the 90s. Okay. But I'm thinking about the show Living Single. It's like the theme song in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls, right? So it's just like maybe there's somebody that you can turn to. Let me see. Are there somebody that you're turning to? This person is a soul reader, right? This person can look, they don't even have to look at a person. This person can look away or look with their peripherals at somebody or anybody, and they can like tell if this person still has their soul intact or not. Somebody can see through dead eyes, okay? So it's like, if it's very easy. So for them, they come across a person for the first time. Doesn't matter if this person's smiling or carrying a conversation or trying to convey a message. They can see, it's like in the back of their mind, they're like, this person has no soul, or this person sold their soul, or this person lost it. Like, they can see that. That's a gift or an ability. So you're relying on this person, and it's like, whoever this person is, you're experiencing the love of a high-ranking earth angel. Don't anger them. It's like you're realizing that it does not pay to piss off high vibrational beings, or it does not pay to piss off like people that have spiritual gifts and abilities, because you know with that comes some sort of repercussions. All right. So family is everything. Nurture them and they will nurture you. Why is this in reverse? It says, you are the light in the dark. Yeah, babe, it's a yes. All right, so I'm going to see this pile too as you're going through your version of the dark night of the soul. So pretty much what happens is you come into your spiritual awakening of who you are, your gifts, your abilities. A lot of things happen in that process. A lot of it could be potentially traumatizing things go down when you're experiencing the dark night of the soul, right? And I feel like a lot of people, they do say this, but some people don't explain to the extent that when you're going through the spiritual awakening, it's make or break. You're either going to come out of it or you're not, okay? So, but you are the light in the dark, which means you have the power to come out of this. You have the spiritual gifts and the abilities. You are meant to come out of this. What is happening is, though, there is a process where you will have to disconnect from certain family members, right? It's like you can love family members, but you have to love them from a distance. You can know that a family member is about to experience the worst type of karma and the worst type of pain and suffering, but you cannot be there to witness that, right? And sometimes that hurts, but that is also a part of a spiritual awakening, right? Because if your family member does not want to see the kind of relationship that they're in, there's only but so much you can say, and there's only but so much you can do before they get another family member or their spouse or whomever to turn on you and make it seem like you're the problem when you know you're not. Okay, you know that you're the solution, but sometimes being the best solution is taking a step back. Now, it was either you or them. I'm glad you chose you. Where that card was in reverse, now the card is upright. There's something, I don't know what happens or what you're going to see, but there's something, you're going to come to a grand realization and you're going to say, you know what? If I had to choose between continuing to protect my family and having to suffer like my family, I'm going to continue to protect my family. And if I got to do this at a distance, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sometimes you have to. I've seen people, right, like put my brothers and I against each other. I've seen like certain energies and entities go through my brothers or go through me to put us against each other. So whenever these things are happening, I step back. I have to step back, and I can do my prayers, I can do my fasting, I can do my just affirmations. But I know in the process of that, there are things happening to both, that person and to me, right? But I know it's going to be for a positive outcome. I know it's going to either to bring our relationship closer or just to simply detach, right? But in this moment, whomever you are about to, I see you choosing you. Let's clarify this card. Why is it now upright? God has expanded their lifespan so you can stay and love, so they can stay and love you a little longer. And then it's making me think about the Floor Tree song. But the words go, I forgot the name of the song, but they sing it and they say, if I stay right here, I'll die inside. Right now, the tears I can barely get by. It's clear to say that we tried. I want to stay, but if I do, I'll die, right? So there's something in regards to that. It's like you're looking at this person, you want to help them, you want to be for them, you want to make sure that you're providing for them, you're protecting them. But each time you're doing it, it's like each time you are providing for this person that's not ready to look and see what's going on around them, it's like a piece of you is dying, right? And if you're meant to be the light, you can't die in the midst of the tunnel, okay? So let's close out the read, because I feel like you're about to be spiritually given this lifeline or this life jacket. You may have had a near-death experience, because that's what I'm seeing. It's like you're drowning in your decisions that you've made. And this person uses the spirit of depression a lot on anybody who, they feel they can get something out of. But I see that your spiritual team is giving you a way out. And in order to give you this way out, it's like you have to be willing to spiritually, energetically, mentally cut off from this person. So it's like detaching from this person, because this person, whoever this brother-in-law is, whoever this person is, they're seeing you as a payout. That's why if I thought about it, right? And because of everything that I've seen and I've been through, like when I lived in the hood in Brooklyn, New York, I would not ever tell somebody I have a life insurance policy, because I don't want that person looking at me as like a cash cow, right? As something to cash in when it's time, or doing whatever it takes. I've seen these documents, like not only have I lived it proud too, this is why I can tell you how these people operate, okay? But I've seen these shows where a woman is willing to take her husband out for $2,500, $2,500 that can barely cover somebody's studio apartment in New York. But yet these people go out of their way, because for that moment, that's the best payout ever. And do you think they have any remorse when they do it? No, because they don't see your life the way God sees your life. They didn't create you. Close out the reading, because I don't want to get pissed off. All right, so the first card that came out was a complete and total ending to this magician. No gender exclusions. No one involved is safe. Yeah, whoever this person worked with, this brother-in-law, whoever was in on this plot and scheme to get your money, your insurance policy, or, waiting for the check to clear, the miscalculation, they're done. Like, I see your spiritual team. I see people that know about the situation, that are high vibrational beings placing judgment on the situation. I see this person being completely dismantled. Magic's no longer working. Somebody was waiting for a little while longer. Somebody thought they had you, and they just thought, "Oh, just a little while longer, just a little while longer." This is why you have destiny helpers. You have people that come into your life, and you don't know, if they're there to, stay for the long haul or not. But anybody, God brings into your life to protect you, or to, just make sure that they do what it is that they're supposed to do. Sometimes they're meant for a season, and sometimes they're there for longer, but somebody was thinking if they had just a little more time with you, if they were able to just be in a room with you a little while longer, they'd have got you, right? Whoever this brother-in-law is. That's why it's a complete ending to all these magic tricks. Like, what is this? Closing out the reading. You can't teach a dog. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Either the ones that think robotic ones can replace them. Yeah. Somebody thought they could, like, all right. Somebody thought they could replace you with somebody else, with another family member. Or this brother-in-law thought they can replace you. Like, let's say you are a protector to whomever your sibling is. They thought they could replace you with some sort of like coping mechanism. Like, I want to say video games. They thought they could replace you with the latest gifts and gadgets, or like if this let's say, all right, I'm gonna go in depth with this. God forbid, this person, in this person's mind, they thought this. If they got away with it, okay, and they were able to get this insurance policy money rather than allowing your sibling or your relative to grieve, right? They thought all they had to do was just shower them with gifts, give them this, give them that. Eventually they were going to forget you, and they were going to forget this whole ordeal where, I don't understand, it was like a freak accident, how my brother passed away, or how my sister passed away. It wasn't a freak accident. This person did whatever they thought they needed to do to get you out of the way. This is why divine intervention happened. This is why people, destiny helpers, stepped in the way they did, right? So my whole thing is, even if this person tries to come up with new, innovative ways to do something else or to try to get you out of the picture, it's not going to work. I used to say something when I lived in Brooklyn and I used to have to do these readings, right? I always used to say, if there's a particular reading that hits my board, my desk, that means whatever this is canceled. Okay? Whatever this plan was canceled. Cannot work, cannot be brought up again. Somebody cannot rewrite or rescript how they're going to go about making it seem like you're the bad guy. You need to be taken out of the picture so they can get this policy. They can't scam. They can't come up with a different way to steal from you, take from you. This is a complete annihilation. Whenever stories like this hit my board, okay? Okay. So, someone needs to be asked bluntly without cruelty. What is this that needs to be asked? It's like, you want to ask somebody something? Are you, want to say psychic? Like, you want to ask someone, how is it that they know this? You want to ask this mother figure something bluntly, okay? So I'm seeing the shift here. Somebody, whoever's going to watch this reading, they're going to think, oh, are you psychic? Like, how do you know this, right? And then you have something that you want to ask this mother figure bluntly without cruelty, right? I'm seeing like it could be for help. Maybe you're so used to your mother figure talking to you a certain way, like, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, X, Y, and Z. But it's like, there's something about your approach, like asking this mom for help, like, can you help me? Could you, like, actually allow me to see something or something like that, right? And then you have to understand the reason why this person feels as strongly as they do, or this mother figure, whoever this is headstrong, is because their upbringing was not like, it was not gentle parenting back to back to back to back, okay? So there are things that they've went through, and there are things that they've seen in life, and they know that life can get really tough, okay? So I think what happened in the process of it is like, oh, it's always something, always complaining about something, always doing something, always saying something. Somebody was trying to teach you, there are times and moments where you may not have all the answers, okay? And it may be during the roughest points of your life where you will not have all the answers, but you are going to sometimes you are going to have to rely on your intuition. What you should permanently disallow anybody from blocking ever again. You're going to have to rely on your intuition, and you're going to have to trust your heart, okay? Because as much as we love them, as much as they guide us, depending on who we are, if we have good moms or not, right? Or even if we didn't, as much as we love them, at some point in time, they gotta go. They have to ascend. They have to move forward. And they're not always gonna be here. So, what is this that needs to be asked smartly besides for help? So my owl card came up and it says, many sacrifices, many secrets, many regrets, but no one loves the way you do. So maybe you want to ask this person, like you want to ask this mother figure, like, because I see somebody just wanting to ask their mom, like, do you love me? Do you care about me? You know, like, do you really love me? And so there are many ways that a person expresses what they feel is love, and then there are many ways that a person expresses their definition of it because of what was considered love in their household, right? Like when I went to therapy and I had like my sessions, what was like highlighting for me was when my therapist said, you have to remember, your mom and dad, they're human beings, and somebody taught them to the best of their ability, and so when you came along, they taught you everything to the best of their ability, right? So it's just like, understand that when a mother figure or father figure, if it's not toxic, sometimes it can be toxic. When they get stern and when they get firm with you, and sometimes you have to ask, like, hey, do you feel this way, right? Or ask a question and just listen to their answers, right? Listen to the answers that they're telling you, but listen to your heart. Listen to how you feel. How is it that you feel when mother figure or father figure is talking to you in a particular way? Because you can always tell when something is out of love, and you can tell when something's just out of, well, I know better, I'm older than you, I'm telling you what to do, and I'm telling you what you should do. Somebody is going to genuinely tell you something out of the love that they have interpreted throughout the years to the best of their ability. It may not be the answer that you're seeking, right? It may not be the warm, cozy, cuddly, feel-good Hallmark answer you're seeking, but it's going to be an answer that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Okay? One more card. So my chess card came out, and it says, what's a pawn to a rook when positioned in the right space at the right time? They are equally as dangerous and fearless. Don't underestimate the one who has the power to transform. As much as it's hard to believe, you still have your soul intact, okay? Which makes you profit in a huge way. As much as a lot of people disagree, you are transforming. You're transforming because of the way you love, okay? Maybe you were shown love in a particular way, the way you grew up, and, but you're changing that. Like when you go into your own relationships, you're going to change the way you're loved, and you're going to change the way you love people, right? And this is how these things break. Like these binds, these bonds, these shackles, this is how they break. A person needs to know that they are appreciated and they are loved, but sometimes you have to love somebody from a distance. So this way they get it, right? In this case, you are realizing who you are, and you are giving yourself the time and the ability to transform yourself. And whoever you have to remove yourself from. Doesn't matter if it's family, doesn't matter if it's friends, doesn't matter if it's just people that influence you in the wrong way, partners, lovers, whoever you need to distance yourself so you can like close your eyes and open your heart, that's what you do. My mom used to have this thing where she would tell me, she was like, if ever you feel like a person is lying, right? Or if you ever feel like somebody is telling you a story and they're trying to cover something up, close your eyes and pay attention to how you feel. And to this day, 37 to this day, I use it and it works like a charm, and I'm so grateful for that. But it's little nuggets, you know what I mean? So the secret admirer is in love and looking out for you. This is reversed. So there's somebody that you are, whenever it's reversed like that, I'm not saying that this is like hate or anything, but there could be somebody that you are admiring from afar, and then you also have somebody who is coming off like an admirer, but somebody does not like the fact that you are a light being or the fact that you are in tuned, right? And so it's like they can't admire don't expect a person to admire what they don't understand. Okay, so, but I'm seeing this from your perspective. It's just like you're admiring somebody from afar. You're admiring somebody's resilience. You're admiring their heart. You're learning from them. You're growing from them. Like they're teaching you how to be a better person, and you're grateful for that. And that's also gonna profit you in a huge way. I mean, I hope so, because to it's to me it's silly when somebody wants to cost you your whole life and your way of being off of insurance policies, like temporary monetary gain. I find it's ridiculous. There should be a new reform where it's just like you cannot something set up to where it's just like if something happens to a person within the year or the 2 years or the 3 5 years that an insurance policy is put out, right? Like there should be a huge deep investigation on those family members, those spouses, whoever first, because I feel like the fact that I'm seeing that a family member, not even biological, this is in law, by law, somebody try to take you off for money, it's ridiculous to me. We need to change the reforms of insurance policies and how people can cash out. And even in regards to if a person passes away, there should still be an investigation, because this is silly. This whole thing is silly. Somebody trying to turn you against yourself, against your family, just for a payout? Nah. Pile 2, that's your reading. Okay, pile 3. So, this is your reading. I did not write anything down for you, but there's an image that I have that I created, and I want to say you could be single right now, or you could be somebody who is thinking about a particular someone, right? So the way I saw it in my mind is I saw like, and I tried my best to convey it through the picture, but I saw like a timeline, right? I saw a timeline of the many phases of a woman, and it's like she's in this like this tunnel, right? And she's going through her many phases, okay? And it starts off with love, and then it ends with her facing her inner spirit animal, right? For like guidance and what have you. And so it's like somebody always watching or rooting for you in the shadows, okay? And so in the midst of this darkness where these many transformations have taken form for you, Palo 3, I see like the representation of the woman is like the cracks, all the points in life where somebody wanted you broken, or they wanted to dismantle you, or they wanted to just take everything away from you. It's like it was filled with gold, right? And it's like if you look closely, the woman is hugging herself. Even though she's in the middle of the tunnel, she's like hugging herself, and like to the side of her is Anubis balancing out a scale. And then you see going towards the light of the tunnel, there's this man. And if you look at it closely, you can see that he's coming back for her. Like he got his way out of the tunnel, but it's like he met her where she was at to help her come out. So I can see this as 2 points of reference. I can see this as a guardian angel. Maybe you had a partner that you really loved and you cared about that's now a guardian angel. And then I also see this as a person who has been through the depths of what you are going through, but they were always looking out for you. They were always rooting for you. They were waiting for you to get to that moment, and it's like then they just appear. So I didn't pre-shuffle any of your cards, so I'm just going to do this reading, pile 3, just off the top. Okay? So, spiritual team, my highest good, what do you want pile 3 to know in regards to this reading? All right. I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to get 5 cards, and then we'll talk about it. Oh, these cards are these cards are flying out. Okay, so the first card you have is a decision maker card, and it says, I hate when we fight, let's make this right again. And then you have, I need you to know that you mean so much to me, another decision maker card. Whoever the decision maker is, this person with great influence, this person is single, okay? Then you have the raw card. It says, give up the ghost or regret awaits, okay? but that's coming out in reverse. And then it says, you have healed my heart, and tonight I want all of you. And then you have the bismuth element by required for this alchemy, mundane element. Okay, I keep, out of all the cards, it's amazing how this card, this this element card, this mundane element card keeps popping out. So, okay, I hate when we fight with, let's make this right again. Okay, so maybe you got into a disagreement with this person. So whoever this person is alive, okay? This person is still living. Maybe you probably had a question, like, because you had not seen them, or you haven't heard from them, or you haven't heard of them in a while. You probably thought that this person had passed away, or they were dead, or something like that. But this person is still alive. And there's something about a fight. You could have had a fight with this person, or your last conversation could have been a disagreement, and it's just like, you know, you could have been left on like red, or you could have been ghosted, or something of that nature, right? Like after a certain point, like, because here's what I see. I see it's like you are sending something out, like you sent a text message out, and you think this person is going to respond, or you think this person is going to fight for you, and they don't. Like, they stop responding to you after the initial, like, whatever it is that you told them that started the fight in the first place, okay? So I need you to know you mean so much to me. Again, like with the picture, I feel like somebody has been, even though they separated their ways from you and you went on to like live your life and you did everything that you needed to do, somebody was always like secretly rooting for you. You know what I mean? It's like, part 3, I'm seeing it like even the moments you think were just like alone moments, like your personal moments, like this person was seeing that, you know? Like somebody was always watching. Like whoever this person was, they were always watching. And I could see it as, I can also see it as like, in the picture, right? This woman, she has cracks. If you see it like on her back, she has cracks on her back, and it's like gold infused, and she's like in the dark and she's hugging herself. But if you see, like, there's also a picture next to the person, and it's just like you see yourself one way, but in that person's mind, this is how they see you. Okay? So, and then from what I remember, because I remember I took a bunch of pictures and I started to create like what I was seeing in my mind to the best of my ability. And then to the other side, the side of Anubis, right, it was stating what this person had gone through. So there was something about time and a snake. So there's something about contracting or being contracted to a particular person, right? And it's like this person, whoever this person is, it's like they threw themselves into work. Okay, so it's like a contract and work, contract, work, contract, work. So they kept going through certain contracts. And I also feel like it's like they knew, for some of you, this person knew they had a debt to clear, like a karmic debt to clear, and they could not do that if they were with you. Okay, so clarify, I hate when we fight. Let's make this right again. Because I don't think this is like, usually when decision maker cards come out, they're like individuals, but this is the same person. So clarify this. I hate when we fight. Let's make this right again. So the card that came out was talk about the master that came to Jesus and asked about eternal life. Give up everything you have for a higher position. But yeah. All right. Somebody did not want to. Okay. I'm going to tell you how I'm seeing this. Pile 3. Someone did not want to be of a high vibration with you. Okay. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say you met this person when you were 10 years old, right? Or you met this person like fairly young. And this person saw you in school or class or wherever. And intuitively, this person knew you were the one. Okay? They knew it. They didn't question it. They didn't second guess it when they first saw you. It's like they knew in their mind's eye, this is it. This pile 3 is the one for me. Okay, so what happens? Life happens, right? So we go through the trials and tribulations of life. We go through the many phases, right? Because maybe when you met this person, both of you were not on, you could have been counterparts. You could have been soulmates, but you weren't on the up and up, okay? And so each time you had the decision, all right, are you going to choose this person or are you going to be with somebody else? I'm going to be with somebody else. This person probably was like, I'm going to be with somebody else. Every time the question was presented by the universe, you're going to be with this person or you're going to be with somebody else? I'm going to be with somebody else, right? So going through that process. And it's making me think about a movie that I saw. It was an indie film that I saw at the movie theater in the mall, downtown Brooklyn, when I resided in New York, right? And I said, what on God's green earth? As I thought about it, I'm like, I don't like subtitle. I don't like subtitle only movies. This is why I didn't watch anime with my brothers growing up, or I tried to, unless it was in English, then I did, like Ramen One Half. Anywho, but I watched this movie, and it was about two people who knew each other from childhood, right? And they lived in Korea, and she was always competing with this guy for like higher grades and higher scores, and she would always cry, and because she didn't pass the test, like she didn't get more than him, but anywho, they reconnected, right? And they found each other in when they got older. They kept finding each other because she moved from Korea when she was young. And so they kept finding each other via social media. They kept like seeing each other, like talking to each other, FaceTiming, stuff like that, right? And then they would have those moments where they would just completely go their own ways. They wouldn't see or hear or talk to each other in years. And then they come back and then they disperse. Then they come back and then disperse. Long story short, okay? There was a moment where the both of them had the opportunity in their 20s to be with each other. And because nobody was truly expressing, not this woman, not this man, they were not truly expressing how they felt towards one another, that they said, you know what, let's just disperse, let's go our separate ways, what have you. All right, so now she is an author in New York. She is married to a famous author who's well known, and they meet each other again via social media. They find each other again, and so they actually meet up this time, right? Now there's a moment where they look at each other. Those feelings from the time they were little all the way up until now, they're coming up to the surface, okay? So now there is a point in realization where they're sitting at the table and they're talking to each other in Korean. Now, her husband does not speak Korean, right? He does not know the language. And her friend barely knows, like, English. So they're talking to each other in Korean, full-blown Korean. They have excluded the husband at this point. And they were talking about all the lifetimes where they could have hated each other, they were forced to marry. They started coming up with all these different scenarios, right? As to why, like what kind of love story they had all the way up until that point where they were not together. She was married and he was, he was single. He was talking to someone, but it was like off and on because he was very big on getting his life together, getting more money. When he can have more money, he can afford a relationship, then he can, do everything that he has to do. Then he'll get more money, he'll be able for marriage, stuff like that. Like he was very strict on himself when it came to just having his life in order, okay? So they started talking about all these scenarios. All right. And the reason why I'm taking my time is because I'm trying not to get emotional. So then there comes a point where he's leaving to go back. Now, mind you, the reason he came to New York is because he was going to shoot his shot. I'm going to be with the woman of my dreams, X, Y, and Z, right? And so when he found out that she was married, everything changed. So, anywho, comes down to the last day. He's leaving and he's going to get a cab. So she's like, I'm going to walk out and wait for a cab with you. And so her husband gives her the time that she needs to say goodbye to her friend, right? And so there's a moment before the cab comes where he asked her, he was just like, in regards to like a relationship, like if she would ever be with him. And she said, I'm not that little girl that you met in Korea. I don't cry anymore for the simple things. And I have a life. I've built a life out here and I'm happy with it. Right? And so here's where I was just like, oh, you subtitle only movie. How did you do it? So he looked at her, he processed everything that she said. And she said that in Korean, right? And so he was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll wait till next lifetime. Goes in the cab, cab drives off. She turns around, she starts walking, and she instantly starts crying. And you know who's there? Her husband. And so the movie ended like that. I gotta tell you, there used to be, but like you could take a bus, you could take the B-41 from Flatbush all the way to downtown Brooklyn, right? I got on that bus that day and I started crying so hard because that movie hit me in the feels. Pile three. This feels like that. Not gonna lie. This feels like what happens when two people they go throughout life. It's like the universe like comes down and says, okay, you're gonna choose this person or you're gonna go this lane. I'm gonna go this lane. All right. And then a couple years later, you're gonna choose this person or you're gonna go down this lane. I'm gonna go down this lane. Okay. Right. But each time you're going down a lane, it's like you're getting further and further and further away from the person. So it's not that it's not that in this case scenario where it's just like yes you went through your own lane, this person has went through their own lane, but right now you're in the tunnel, you have transformed, you're looking at the cracks and the crevices and you're observing yourself fully and you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and this person is facing you because I feel like whoever this person is, it's like they're trying to come back to you. They're trying to it's like lead you out of what you think is a dark tunnel. It's really not. It's just transformation. So, all right. I clarified that I hate when we fight, but as I was talking to you about this movie, that card fell down. So let's get another one. And that one fell, not taking that. All right. So, quality over quantity. Third parties and misinformation, relationship setups and traps. This person, so I'm seeing it as file 3. There's a certain circumstance that's happening in life. This person is seeing something. It's like they're finally realizing something. Boys to Men could also be very significant. You could have somebody who used to listen to like Boys to Men, but is you know that song? Oh man, I don't know the name of it. I think it's called I Finally Know, right? I finally know. It's like I finally know who she is, the girl you've been trying to help me find. All of this time she's been right here. She's only around me when you are near. So there's something about that, right? It's like coming to that realization of I've been looking for love, she's looking at me. If you look in the mirror, you'll see what I see. It's like somebody's finally seeing you as, oh my gosh, it's pile 3 all this time, right? So something about third parties, grabber no more. Okay, so the next card you have is, in this circumstance, it's your heart that can overpower the harsh logic, right? And then this is under, I need you to know that you mean so much to me. This is like, finally give yourself that time to express yourself, right? So, when you think about it, that girl in the movie, she was just like, I'm not that little girl anymore, right? And to me, I felt like that was that moment where the universe was like, okay, what you gonna do? Are you gonna choose this person? Are you gonna go down a different lane? And so in this circumstance, it's like that moment, it's just like you don't have to, there's a moment that's gonna come, pile 3, where it's like you can put up a front and you can go a different lane, or you can actually say how you genuinely and truly feel. Now, she did not want to be seen as the little girl that cried. She didn't want to be seen as the girl that was just didn't have her life together and X, Y, and Z. But if you pay attention to like the movie, that's not how he was seeing her. Yes, he was her childhood friend, but he was seeing her as the woman that she developed to be. He was looking at her from a woman's standpoint, but she felt like he was still looking at her from the standpoint of a little girl, like in regards to like childish ways, childish things, right? And it's just like the level of transformation. She did not allow him to see her as a transformed version of herself. Okay, so there's something about perception here also about 3. So you have the power to not look at something from a logical standpoint, because you could look at it from like, and then you did this and you never did this and you said that and I never said this, I said this, right? But it's just like, pay attention again to how you feel, right? What is your heart telling you? Something feels like a divine alignment also. So give up the ghost or regret awaits. That's in reverse. Talk about this. Of all cards to come out, so illumination. The illumination card came out and it says, well, that was kinky. Okay. So giving up the ghost. This scene also talk about like giving into something. Someone has an accent because I keep getting tongue-tied. Okay. So giving into something, giving into your emotions, into your heart, into the passions of your heart. Okay. Why is there such a, because I feel like something, there's a hesitant energy here. Why is that here? Turn to the light in order to stop fighting the darkness, yeah. All right, Cloud 3. So, because for someone in particular, I'm seeing if by the time you see this person, right, and this person tells you about, because I'm looking at this card, I'm seeing like traveling. I'm also seeing like this person is not the person you met, okay? This is not the person you knew from back in the day when you guys tried and you kept trying and X, Y, and Z. This is a different person. And I can see like from the standpoint of this person. There's something about from religion to stature to the amount of relationships this person has had. Something has changed, right? So if this person comes to you and they say they've been married 3 times over and it hasn't worked, and they've traveled the world, and you know they've done this, they've done that, and it's just like it feels like a completely different person standing before you. It's just like, oh, I'm seeing the energy of like, you've been married 3 times and it hasn't worked. Oh, so what's the problem? Like very technical energy. And I guess that's the thing. I guess life is, and I think life has shown you that like it doesn't pay to be so technical, right? To be so 1 + 1 is 2. That's it, right? So, because I genuinely see this person wanting, like this person who has been watching from the shadows, it's like wanting to help you. Like you're almost out of whatever this is. You're almost out of this tunnel. I want to call it the tunnel of transformation. Like to the highest vibrational person that you can be. And it's like this person just wants you to take their hand. On the outside, it looks like, oh, I can't take your hand because you're this, you're that, and I'm this, I'm this. Like, you have 1,001 logical reasons as to why you feel like I'm not gonna take your hand. But then it feels like your heart is telling you a completely different thing. Pile 3. This is a message from the universe to whoever this resonates for. I feel like, and I'm zooming in on the Anubis part of this picture. If the scales are being balanced out and you are being given the chance and the opportunity, and you know in your heart of hearts you want to take this chance, you want to take this opportunity, do not self-sabotage, please. Okay, so you have healed my heart, and tonight I want all of you, can we talk about this, please? Sometimes the best thing to do is to close both eyes so you can open a very important one. Going within. I feel like you have a very strong telepathic connection, or you could have a very strong telepathic connection with this person. And trust me, I know, because I also feel the energy of somebody pretending to be your person that's not your person, that's making it seem like, oh yeah, they're your end all be all. They're not. Like, like the thing is, you're so powerful, pile three, that you know energetically, you know creep energy versus a high vibrational soul being energy. So it's like you're at a point, right, where you want to physically see this person to believe it. That's how I'm seeing this. Like this person, and I also see it as this person is like really tapping in, right? It's like they're really letting their intuition guide them back to you. Not to say you're not going to have a choice. You're going to have to, because I definitely see like you're going to have to choose. And then I also see this person like they're looking at you like before they used to fight with you for all the wrong reasons, but now they're fighting for you for all the right reasons. Like somebody's fighting for you. Where they were once fighting with you, they're going to fight for you. It doesn't have to be physical, but just to let you know, right? Something is important, like pile three. When you heal a person's heart, anybody's heart, but especially your divine counterpart's heart, you become very important to this person. You become very important to these people. So don't just see it as, oh, okay, I got my inspirational read. I can go through the rest of the week, X, Y, and Z, right? Doing whatever I want. Like when you heal a person, they will always place you in a part of their lives or their hearts like, no, nobody messes with pile three, you know? Somebody has done that since the time they were a kid. Okay, so one more. Mundane element. Meditate on Shiva. Why did I say Shiva? Oh. Meditate on the Hindu goddess of wealth today. Probably, I feel like you're inquiring about your divine counterpart. Whoever this person is. Alchemy. So now you're trying to, now that you're healed, okay? Now that you know that you have healed and you have healed others, there is a certain level of alchemy. The universe, God, source wants you to, I wanted to say initiate, or wants you to practice. It's in regards to your wealth. And what is it, like the definition of wealth to you? What does it mean? Wealth in money, wealth in love, wealth in career, wealth in, like, what is it for you? Whatever this is, they want you to alchemize. Work on your alchemy today. And trust me, you can do this with no interruptions. If I were you, if you're not too familiar with bismuth, I would look it up. I would look up all the ways in which you can use it and all its known benefits and just everything about it. I would just inquire about it because there's something that you can use on an energetic level to alchemize whatever this is to turn into whatever you need the wealth of. Okay, so let's see. Clarify this much. And if you ever, like, I remember I saw that element once, and somebody was like they washed it down and they shaved it down, and you started to see like a whole bunch of colors, like a, you know, it's a beautiful element, but at face value, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't look like that. It's only when you start to break it down and like you start to really see the beauty of the element. So breaking something down, maybe you have to alchemize or break down your definition of wealth in a particular category, okay? And then you'll start to see the beauty. It's like, all right, you feel like you don't have enough success, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough abundance, you don't have enough love. Like, look at the process of how this mundane element is broken down and then start to see how it sort of matches, or the similarities of like your life to the actual element. All right, so the card that came out was, this is a Nefertari and Ramses, the second kind of love. Yeah, I feel like the person you're inquiring about, if you're wondering if they've been married before, I do believe so. I do believe maybe up to like 3 times they've been married. Maybe like once with one former spouse and twice with another. But yeah. Because when I think about Ramses II, didn't he have many wives? Nefertari was his favorite one, yeah, but he had a lot of wives, right? But she was the go-to. She was like the goat, like the greatest of all times of wives when it came to like love, right? And I honestly believe, like, looking at the story, the documentary of Nefertari and Ramses II, I definitely think that it was something about her, So part three, there's something about you. There's something that you possess. Maybe you are good with words. Maybe you're good with diplomacy, conveying a message. It's something about the way people turn to you. It's like they can turn to you, and not only do they see like a light, but you heal them. Not only do you heal them, but it's like there's this need to like want to protect you on a mass scale. Don't get me wrong, whoever this is highly influential. This is a decision maker, okay? But it's like the way you do it. Nobody does it the way you do it. And this is not in a sexual term, right? But it's a way of like redemption. Something about the way you redeem the hearts and the lights of many people. And you give it back to them. All right, let's close out the read. So this is show up and show out in the room they swore they blocked you from, and walk gracefully past the gatekeepers you're firing upon arrival. Do it with a smile. Okay, so third party, anybody, whoever was the reason that you could not be with this person and this person could not be with you, I feel like you can or you already have put them under a form of judgment. And there's something about darkness. It's like somebody wanted your love life in the dark. Somebody wanted you not to be able to be with the one that you want, and a whole bunch of stuff. Somebody thought they could just ruin your marriage or block love from you. I see you placing them under judgment, and it's like God, universe, source is like, okay, we'll take it from here. You can go on. Just go be happy and be in love. We got it. So it's like surrendering something. Yeah, because you really don't want to, right? Like, have to spend your days like, let me write down what's going to be their judgment. Like, no, just surrender it to the universe. They got it. Surrender it to your spiritual team. They got it. This person is already in darkness already for what they try to do to you. So, do everything in your power to protect those eyes, recognition, and rewards. Yeah. Protect your intuition. Somebody does not somebody wanted you to just use logic all the time. Logic. Forget about the heart. Logic only. Technical only. 1 + 1 is 2 only. Like, somebody wanted you to just continue to live that way. And it's kind of like, no, protect your third eye. Because, like, the people under judgment, they don't want you to see that they were behind you having a delay or stagnation, or, like, they don't want you to see that they were the main reason that you two did not come together the way you were supposed to. Right? Like, I see somebody actively fighting to remain hidden to you. Like, actively fighting to just make sure that they're not seen, because somebody feels probably if they're not physically seen from you, that they're not going to face spiritual karma. Can you make that make sense? If you don't physically see them do this or try to prolong this or see you face to face, then they can avoid all karma on a spiritual, energetic level. Make that make sense? Okay, yeah, because it doesn't. So, Pile 3, the card that came out was your love and healing abilities is not a game to this person. They want you off the market and in their arms. And 12-year-old girl, Jesus rose from sleep. She's not dead. She just has to remember who she is, right? So this divine counterpart, Pile 3, it's like they knew eventually they were going to wake you up, or you were going to wake up to who they were. It's just that the spiritual awakening, everything that it took to get to this point was absolutely necessary, okay? And it makes me think about the movie 3,000 Years Longing with Idris Elba, where there was a girl who, when she rubbed the, I want to say lamp, but she rubbed the thing that the jinn was in, and she saw how massive he was, and she fainted. And so there was a moment where he said, I took a lot of time. It took a lot of time to just to wake her up, right? And so, but there's something particular about that story in the movie. Somebody was waiting. Somebody had it's like somebody amassing a certain amount of power. So eventually, when you woke up, it's like you can get whatever you want, but choose wisely as opposed to what you want, right? Because he still was, he was a jinn, he was a genie that could grant wishes, but it's like who the girl did not take, she didn't take heed to the warning the jinn was giving her. Idris Elba's character was giving her, like, I can only protect you if you wish for it, or it's like, oh, such and such will come to save me. It's just like, no, he's not, right? And then also when you look at that movie from another level, it's like this jinn, right, man, Idris Elba, he took many forms to get back to the love of his life. So there's something like, this is a very, 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 very deep love. To the surface, it just looks like, all right, a couple. It's just two people coming together after, like, separation of time. But it's so much deeper than that. I hope you know that, Audrey. Okay, one more. What? Needle in a time stack? That's the last card to come out. Yeah, Father, whoever you're inquiring about, this is definitely your divine counterpart. It's an important one. It's an important relationship. You're going to have to make a very important decision. Somebody is going to fight for you tooth and nail. Bottom of the deck. Don't tell me it's over. I won't accept it. I want another chance. The universe is going to bring this person in. They're not going to bring the person you are familiar with. They're not going to bring the person who, is in a phase where this is why you guys had to break up. They're going to bring this person in, healed. Very important. And you are going to have to make a decision. Part 3, don't get back on that bus the way I did. Don't get back on that bus crying. Okay? Don't get back in that car crying. Don't do it. Part 3. You know how many people wish they can have this kind of opportunity? This is like the opportunity of a lifetime. That's coming back around, Pile 3. I can tell you but so much, right? But I hope you make the decision that's for your highest good and the highest good of everybody involved. That's your reading.